Good afternoon. We're now looking at Chapter 8, Current Liabilities. In this exercise, we're going to focus on notes payable, specifically on calculating the interest that has to be paid on notes payable. So let's take a look at the exercise. On November 1st, 2024, Aviation Training Corporation borrows $60,000 cash from Community Savings and Loan. Aviation Training signs a 3-month 7% note. Interest is payable at maturity. Aviation's year end is December 31st. So we've been given lots of information. To start out, dates are very important over here. November 1st. So our transaction is on November 1st. So that's when we'll have our first journal entry. So before we jump into the transaction, let's see what we've done over here. We borrowed $60,000. So I have my calculations here on the side and I'm writing down this information. I borrowed $60,000. I've signed a 3-month note and the interest rate is 7%. The interest rate is 7%. So my interest that I would have to pay for 12 months is $4,200. $60,000, 7% per annum. Interest rate is always per annum unless mentioned otherwise. Interest is $12,000. That's $4,200. Now, what I do immediately is calculate interest per month for 1 month. So this $4,200 divided by 12 tells me it's $350 per month. Come back over here. You sign the note. It's a 3-month note. That means I will return the money 3 months from the date the note was made. So November 1st, 3 months would be all of November, all of December, all of January. At the end of January, I need to repay the loan and the interest for 3 months. I'm not going to pay interest for 12 months. I pay interest only on the period it is outstanding. So let's do the journal entry on November 1st when we borrowed the money. I borrowed the money, so cash is debit. I got the $60,000. I create a liability in my books. This is a notes payable liability. Not required, but I'm writing down the terms of the note over here just for my reference. Now, I also have that down over here, but it's always a good idea to make a note of the terms of the note. Now, my year end is December 31st. December 31st, 2 months has passed since I got the loan. So I have to accrue interest for 2 months. When we say accrue interest, it means it's an adjusting book entry. It's not a transaction. I'm not doing anything with the bank at this point of time. In my books, I'm saying I need to record interest expense. I'm not paying it today, so I'll have interest payable credit. So this is an accrual journal entry. It's an adjusting entry I do on December 31st, so that when I prepare my books on December 31st, I know that I have 2 months interest that has already accrued with passage of time. Now, this is only for 2 months because it's November and December, 2 months. Per month, the interest is $350. So my interest for 2 months is going to be $700. $350 multiplied by 2 is 700. That's $700. Now, in the next year, January 31st, the 3 months are up. I need to repay the note. I need to repay the note and I need to repay I need to pay the interest, the 3 months interest. Now, I had done the journal entry for 2 months of interest. Let me do the journal entry for the remaining month. I'm going to combine all of it in one journal entry, but let's start out with interest expense debit, $350. So $350 per month. So now I have for my total 3 months, the $700 plus the $350. Now, this interest payable that I had created in my books, the liability, I need to close that down. Interest payable debit, $700. Notes payable, that's what I'm paying off now. The notes payable, I'm paying the $60,000. So the total amount of cash that I'm paying, this is a balancing figure in the journal entry. The total that I'm paying is $61,050. So once again, this interest expense is only for 1 month. I had already accrued 2 months interest. So the remaining months I do over here. The total amount I'm paying is $61,050, $60,000 towards the note and $1,050 towards the interest, $350 per month for a total of 3 months. So that takes care of the 3 journal entries they've asked us to do. First one was to record the note payable. That's when I borrowed the money. Second is the adjusting entry on December 31st. I had to do 2 months interest accrual. And finally, to pay the note. Before I pay the note, update the interest expense, recognize everything up to that point of time. So I have remaining 1 month left. And then I do the cash payment, credit cash for the total amount. We'll see another exercise in the next video, which is similar to this one.